Okay, again very good morning to all of you. So, in the previous class I was discussing about the softwares, various types of softwares, that means how the software is classified, how exactly used, what type of software is used in where. So, I was explaining the various softwares like system software, application software, utility software, language software and firmware. Okay. So, these are all various types of softwares. So, I already explained this. So, today I will explain the language software. Okay. So, I will explain the language software. Okay. So, what is the language software? So, as per this definition, language software means, then what is language? So, language means what? It is the mode of, that means when we are communicating something or when two entities are communicating each other. So, communication takes place, yes or no. Suppose x, this is x and y, when x and y are communicating. Okay. So, how the communication takes place? The communication takes place in between with the help of a language. So, we are using a specific language to share their view, yes or no, or to communicate. Suppose I am just telling you, yes or no. Suppose I am here, I am standing here and I am just teaching, yes or no. Exactly when I am saying something or telling something means, so I am the sender and you are the receiver. So, I am the sender and you are the receiver. So, I am sending something and you are receiving something. So, sending and receiving, so these are two entities. So, sender and receiver, so they are completing their assignment with the help of what? A communication language, yes or no. So, services can be communicated, whatever the services you want to share or you want to communicate. So, this can only be possible through the language. Suppose I am saying, so I am taking the help of the English language, if possible I am telling in different language, if possible I will use different language. So, that is why language is what? It is the mode of communication, yes or no. That means, how I will communicate or how the sender will communicate, the receiver can understand, yes or no. So, whatever the services the sender is providing, the receiver will receive properly. So, that means, with the help of this language the sender can provide the service to the receiver. Okay. So, that is why in computer science also we know that. So, from the very beginning when I was defining the computer, what is computer. So, I was just I was explaining, it is what? It is nothing but it is an electronics device. So, it is electronics device means the computer only understands the binary language. Okay. The computer only understands the binary language. The computer only. So, what computer understands? So, as per the definition or the architecture, the computer only understands what? The binary language. So, binary language means only 0 and 1 form, yes or no. That means, so computer only understands, that means whatever the communication is going on inside the computer, yes or no. So, everything is communicated through the binary language. that means throw 0 and 1. Suppose the keyboard is giving some instruction to the processor is giving some instruction to the output. So, that means from one section to another section, whatever the communication is going on. So, these are only only by the binary language, only 0 and 1 form. So, when user is giving some user instruction, suppose user has to give some instruction for their assignment. So, user has to write some instruction, that means user has to write means. So, user has to write everything in binary form, that means 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 like this, because system the computer system only understands the binary language. So, binary language can directly given for the execution, yes or no. So, again that means this is what this is what the binary language which is understood by the computer. So, again it is very difficult, that means the user has to remember everything in binary form, yes or no, then after it is possible to give as input. Okay. So, that is why what they did, they went on adding some features, that means they developed some language software, yes or no, they developed some language software through which that way it will be easy, to give some instruction to the computer, that means the system will understand properly, yes or no. That means user, it will be easy for user can write the instruction, and whatever the instruction user is writing, and the system also can understand, yes or no. So, like that what manufacturer they develop what the language software, yes or no, through which that means the user or the system will that means the system can understand properly when user is giving some instruction. Okay. So, what are the different language software? So, as per the generation, the first generation, second generation, third generation, okay, fourth generation. Okay. So, these are the language generation, first generation language, second generation language, third generation language, fourth generation language. So, in first generation language, what was only binary language, that means 0 and 1 form. So, I was telling the binary language, everything directly it is given by the user, again it is very difficult to remember or to write the instruction in binary form. So, that is why to overcome this problem, what we came to second generation language, binary language directly understood by the computer, yes or no. So, again it is very difficult. So, to overcome this problem, we came to the second generation language. So, second generation language means that is the assembly language. The second generation language is what? The assembly language, yes or no. Third generation language is high level language, and fourth generation generally 4GL. What are the like this? We are using the Java, your let it be Visual Basic, then your what is that, some scripting language. So, these are coming under your 4GL. So, then binary language, it is written in 0 and 1 form, it has some drawback. Then we came to the assembly language. So, in assembly language, what was that is no doubt when we are giving instruction. So, what is happening? We are using some mnemonics like code words. Suppose you have to add, we are using the add, we are using the move for movement, some that is keywords are used, mnemonics are used. Let it be solve for subtraction, for that means multiplication, MUL multiplication, then your subtraction, multiplication, movement, then your division, DIV. So, like this what they did. So, they added some mnemonics, that means it is the combination of some binary, that means it is binary code plus some mnemonics. So, we are saying that this is the assembly, that means some set of mnemonics are assembled to write a instruction to the computer, yes or no. So, that is the assembly language. Again it is no doubt. So, this assembly language, that means it is understood by the user, but it is partially understood by the computer, yes or no. That means, it is whatever the assembly language the user is writing, it is understood by the user, but the system can directly understand. So, that is why what it partially it is understood by the computer, yes or no, that is the assembly language. Then your third generation language, or that is the high level language. So, high level language which is very close to the English language, okay. In different format, the format is different, but it is very close to the English language, and whatever the instructions they are writing. So, it is no doubt it is directly understood by the user, but what is happening, it is not directly understood by the system, not completely understood by the user, again it is very not completely understood by the computer. So, it is very difficult to understand for the computer. So, that is why we are using some method how the computer will understand. Then fourth generation language, these are all the fourth generation, that means high end languages, those are used, no doubt these are high level languages, but these are used for what, that means very interactive languages. So, user can understand, but we are using some translators, yes or no doubt. After binary language we all are using the translators, okay. We will discuss in later what is the use of translator, why you are using like this. So, after binary language, definitely in second generation language, third generation language, fourth languages we are using the translators, okay. Why translator? Because the language is understood by the user, but it is not understood by the computer, that is why we are using the translator, yes or no. So, these are all the four that means generation of languages. So, first generation binary language, second generation assembly language, third generation high level language, and fourth generation your Fortran like this. And in high level languages we are having COBOL, Pascal, these are all the high level languages. Binary language, or it is also known as machine language, okay. COBOL, Pascal, C, C++, okay. These are all the example of your high level languages, yes or no. Then this is all about your language softwares, because these language softwares are developed for what is the use of this language software. We know that manufacturers are developing different application software, different utility softwares, or any softwares, okay. How they are developing? Basically they are developing with the help of this language softwares, because without using this language software they can't develop their ready made softwares, yes or no. Again question is that if we are using the assembly language, that assembly language is 50%, that means half it is understood by the partially it is understood by the computer, but not completely not understood by the computer, yes or no. But the user can understand, but the system can't understand. So, that is why whenever we are writing the assembly language, so we are using one translator, we are using what, one translator, that means translator is known as assembler, okay. So, now I will discuss the translator. So, what is translator? Let it be, translator means what? It is the component which helps for translating one object to another object, that means one language to another language, like that. So, let it be I am telling in English, yes or no. You people are, you all are aware of English, you know what is English, you understand English, you can speak English, everything. So, when I am telling in English, then you are able to understand what I am telling, yes or no. Suppose apart from that, if I will start telling in German, I will start in Italian, yes or no. So, what will happen? Because you do not know Italian, you do not know the your Japanese, or you do not know the German language. So, what will happen? Suppose I am the resource, I know the English language. So, then suppose I am just explaining the language software, suppose I will start explaining the language software in German language, what will happen? So, you cannot understand because you do not know the German language. So, in that purpose what will do? I will arrange one translator who knows the both language, that means he knows the German, he knows the English. So, simultaneously what? He will convert both English to German, German to English. So, the basic purpose of your translator means they are converting the both language, yes or no, they are providing or they are taking the vital role during the communication. So, communication takes place in between two entities with the help of this translator, yes or no, because X knows German, Y knows English. So, both can be communicate with the help of this translator. So, translator is taking the vital role. So, the same thing in computer language, because the computer only understands the binary language. What? Computer only understands the binary language, yes or no, the machine language, yes or no. So, that is why in machine language no need of translator, because everything is given in 0 and 1 format. So, there is no need of using any translator, but in second generation language, in assembly language, what is happening? User understands the assembly language, user can write the assembly language, but the system cannot understand, partially understood by the computer. So, that is why what we are using one translator in the assembly language or in the second generation language, that is known as the assembler. So, assembler what it does? It converts the assembly language to low level language. First generation language is also known as the low level language, okay. It is middle level language, it is middle level language, third generation is the high level language, it is high level language, yes or no, clear. So, in low level language, this is the machine language, middle level language assembly language, high level language is your second generation language. So, assembler, it is the translator that is used in middle level language to convert the assembly language to low level language. Then after the system can understand and it will work accordingly. Okay. So, it is written in assembly language, assembler it converts the assembly language to machine language. Okay. Get my point? So, assembler converts the assembly language to machine language and machine language to what, vice versa, yes or no. So, that is why assembler is the translator used in the second generation language for assembly language conversion. Everybody clear? Then we are coming to the next, what is that? Next is was second generation language. So, second generation language, third generation language, it is completely high level language, it is very close to your English language, yes or no. So, the user can directly understand, because user is writing the instruction set with the help of your what, high level language, yes or no. If user, but the computer can't understand the high level language completely, it can't understand the high level language. So, what it will do? What it will do? Okay. So, here is also we are using the translator. What? One also we are using in high level language or in third generation language, we are also using one translator that converts the high level language to machine language and machine language to high level language, yes or no. Machine language and this is high level language. Machine level language, yes or no. So, in third generation language, we are using the translator that helps the high level language to machine level language and machine level language to your high level language, yes or no. So, but in the translator that used in high level language, we are using basically two types of translators are there. In high level language we are using the translator. So, we are using two types of translator. One is your interpreter and second one is your compiler. Okay. One we are using the interpreter and compiler. So, the interpreter and compiler, if somebody is asking what is interpreter and what is compiler, both are translator. Both are what? Both are the translators, yes or no? Compiler and interpreter both are the translator, both are used for converting the high level language to machine level language and machine level language to high level language, yes or no? So, interpreter, compiler are the high level language translator for converting the high level language to binary language or high level language to machine language and machine language to high level languages, yes or no? These are the both translators. Again we will discuss, if we are using interpreter and compiler in third generation language or the high level language, then in where we are using the interpreter and where we are using the compiler. So, when it was started, so when third generation language started, so it was started with BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, okay. So, like this. So, these are all the started high level languages. So, here what was happening, then just I am explaining what is the difference between interpreter and compiler. Both are the high level language translators. So, just I am explaining what is interpreter and what is compiler. So, in interpreter what? So, interpreter is, it is the high level language translator. So, what interpreter is doing? Suppose these are the set of line of instructions you have written in high level language. What? First it reads the first line. What it will do? First it will read the first line, it checks the error. If any error is there, then it detects. Okay. If there is no error, so first line is converted into high level language, machine language. Okay. Then it comes to the second line, then it comes to the third line, then it comes to the fourth line, like this. So, one by one it is converting. That means, what interpreter is doing? Interpreter reads each and every line. If there is no error, it converts line by line. It converts from high level to machine language line by line, yes or no? That is the job of your interpreter. That means, interpreter reads the first line, if no error, it converts to machine language, then it comes to the second, then it comes to the third, it comes likewise, it proceeds or it completes this like this. So, interpreter converts the high level language to low level language line by line, yes or no? Okay. But in compiler, what compiler is doing? What compiler is doing? Okay. Let this is the language or the program is written. Okay. The user has written the program. So, what the compiler is doing? First, compiler will read all the line once, it will read the whole program once, again checks the error. If error is there, it is being detected, it is that means it will detect the error, what are the errors are there. Once the error is free by the user, then the whole program is converted at a time to the machine code, yes or no? So, what compiler is doing? It reads whole the program, okay. Whole program is checked, if error is there, once the error is corrected, the whole program is converted simultaneously to the machine language. Then what is the difference between your interpreter and compiler? Both are the high level translator, but interpreter what it does? It converts line by line, but in compiler the whole program is converted into machine code at a time. Yes or no? It is line by line, but in compiler whole program is converted into at a time. Yes or no? So, that is the difference between compiler and your translator. So, every language having their own compiler. Yes or no? Every program having their own compiler, like C uses own compiler, Pascal own translator, like your Java its own compiler. Every language having their own compiler, because they know what is the error behind that. Because suppose user is writing, because the syntax is not same, whatever the instruction you are writing in COBOL, the syntax is not same in C. So, that is why the language software which is developed by the manufacturer, that means they are also developing the compiler. Yes or no, the translator. That means when user is writing, again when it is checked, that compiler is checking what is the error. Yes or no. So, that is why each language, high level language having their own, what is that, translator to detect the error, then it will convert to the corresponding binary language. Yes. So, this is all about your translator. Clear? Okay. Next is what? Okay. Let it be, just I am explaining. No doubt we are using the language softwares. Okay. Again I am telling you, language softwares. Okay. So, we are writing, suppose computer only understands the binary language, that is in 0 and 1 form. Then we came to assembly language, then we come to high level language, then we came to your 4th generation language 4GL. Yes or no? So, like that we came to different languages, but in 4th generation language, that means we are also using, in 4th generation we are also using some scripting language. We are using scripting language. Okay. Scripting language means we are using the HTML. Okay. Let it be Java also, Java, then XML. Okay. Okay. So, let it be, these are the example of your scripting languages. Then what is the difference between your general high level languages like your C, C++ like this, and these are the scripting languages. So, exactly these are, you all of you had the internet, all are using now internet. So, that is the www, World Wide Web. So, we are all acquainted with these internet technologies. Yes or no? So, again in generally we are using whatever the language up to high level languages, or whatever some 4 generation languages, that is computer dependent. Yes or no? These are the computer dependent, that means whatever the computer using. So, specifically we are using specific language for a particular purpose. Yes or no? But in web, okay, what exactly, suppose in the internet you are browsing means you have opened one website. You everybody knows what is website. So, in the browser you are typing the website name, let it be www.utkaluniversity.nic.in. Yes or no? So, when you are typing this in this format domain name, so automatically one web page is coming in the screen, because it is connected in the internet, and in the internet you are accessing the web page. So, when let it be you are typing www.utkaluniversity.ac.in. Okay. So, you are typing utkaluniversity.ac.in means immediately one page is coming, that is known as the home page. So, in the home page you will be getting Utkal University. So, some options are there, some menus are there like this. Yes or no? Again these are web related pages, that is why we are telling this is known as web page. Okay. That means these web pages only communicated through the internet. Yes or no? Through the internet it is communicated web pages. So, how these web pages are designed? Question is coming, that is definitely the developers are developing these web pages, they are designing the web pages. So, how they are designing the web pages? So, because so they are as it is completely dependent on the internet and it is working on the internet. So, web pages are developed by specific languages, yes or no, by specific languages are there, that means through which you can develop some web pages, and when we are combining the web pages, again it is converted into a particular domains, yes or no. So, you can say we are opening the Utkal University website, we are opening the some IIT website, we are opening in the government website. So, that is website means it is the collection of number of pages, and those pages are developed by the developer with the help of this what languages. So, these are what the let it be HTML, that is hypertext markup language, yes. So, like this Java language, XML extended markup languages, yes or no. So, these are all what basically we are using for designing the web page, and also we are using some scripting language, because it depends on, that means when we are typing let it be Utkal University .nic.in, that means those it is connected to the web server and from that it is being fetched. So, that is why it needs some scripting language, yes or no, for accessing the web page from the server, yes or no. So, that is why these are all the in web languages, these are all what. So, web languages are responsible for designing the web pages, yes or no. So, this is also very important nowadays, those are developing the that means website, what they are doing, they are developing the websites, and for developing the website they are designing the web pages, and for designing the web pages they should know all about the scripting language and web designing languages, otherwise they can't design the website, yes or no. So, this is also the coming under your languages, yes or no. So, this is all about your generation of languages, your what are the different generation, what are the translator, what is the compiler, everything, yes or no. So, it is very important. Language software is there means your translator is there to interpret from the certain user understood language to computer understood languages. Okay. So, that is why translator is taking the vital role. So, different generation in different translators are there. Okay. And okay. So, this is all about your language softwares and the translators, your compiler and translator. So, this is all about your translators. Okay. Thank you.